Hello, my dear students. Now, today I'm going to teach you about blood pressure. Okay, now let us begin the class. And if you like my video, please do like, share, subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Now, if you can see over here, what are you seeing? The pumping of the heart, right? Relaxation and contraction of the wall of the heart. Now, what happens? The heart must exert pressure to push the blood through the blood vessel. So, it is not pumping is going on, pushing the blood inside and outside the heart. The oxygenated is coming inside and the deoxygenated blood is moving out of the heart, right? The force of blood exerted against the atrial walls of the heart is called the blood pressure. Now it varies from one person to another and has two limits, the upper and the so the blood pressure is the pressure to push blood through the blood vessels. Now the upper limit is known as the systolic and the lower limit is known as the diastolic pressure. Now what is systolic? The average pressure produced in the ventricle when they contract and pump the blood into the aorta or pulmonary artery. That is the systolic, and it is equal to 120 mmHg in normal condition. So if you can see normal BP is 120 by 80, 120 is systolic and 80 is the diastolic, and diastolic pressure is the pressure produced when the ventricle gets filled with blood from the auricle. Okay, that is the diastolic or the lower pressure. It is about 80 mmHg. Now the systolic and diastolic you can see in this table, right? The lowest is if the diastolic is 30 between 30 up to 35 to 45 and systolic is up to 50 to 65. It is a medication required. Medication is required, and over the top you can see the blue line when the blood pressure is very high. Like if it ranges between 180 to 230 in the systolic, and in diastolic it ranges from 110 to 135. It is too high pressure, right? So over here the you can see the various colors are showing the range of the pressure and what is required. First, where the lowest is medication is required. Now above that is between 65 to 85 when the systolic is there, and the diastolic is between 45 to 55. It is too low. Medicine may be required to prevent fainting. Okay. Now, between 90 to 100 and 60 to 65 diastolic is for athlete and children, and the excellent blood pressure is when it is ranges between like in between 100 to 130 systolic and diastolic 65 to 85. That is the best, like excellent. It is the excellent blood pressure of a normal healthy person. Then above that, between 130 to 145 systolic and 85 to 90 diastolic is borderline. Some doctors will prescribe medicine in this condition, right? It is a borderline, yeah, okay. And then 145 to 160 systolic and over and 85 to 100 diastolic is too high. Most doctors prescribe medicine in this condition, and 150 to 180 systolic and 100 to 110 diastolic is far too high. Medication is strongly advised, and above that is a high blood pressure, right? You understood that? Measured by a device that is known as manometer. Now the first figure is showing the traditional which was used if you have seen in the clinics earlier when you were a child. So this kind of, and still the doctors are using the same type of a machine, that is this, and the other one is the electrical that is being used these days, right? So the normal value of blood pressure in an adult is considered to be 120 by 80 mmHg. Now it varies from person to person and is affected by the age, sex and health of the person, right? Now there are various abnormalities happening in the heart. The abnormal functioning, because of the abnormal functioning of the heart, what happened? The various diseases can occur like the palpitation, the cardiac arrest and the hypertension. Now what is palpitation? Let us start with this palpitation. It is the characteristics as a general or heightening awareness of your own heartbeat. What does that mean? It means like palpitation, what does it do? It makes a person feel as if his heart is beating too fast, skipping a beat. Like when your heart is beating very fast, no? That is palpitation. Fluttering is happening. The person may notice heart palpitation in the chest or maybe sometimes you feel no, your heart is beating in your throat or neck part. That is called palpitation. It is caused due to anxiety or some coronary disease that is related to your heart, right? They may also cause due to the effect of some medicine. So maybe the ill effect of some medicine, you suffer from palpitation. Now the next one is cardiac arrest. What is cardiac arrest? Cardiac arrest happens when the heart stops beating abruptly due to electrical malfunctioning. Now sometimes the heart suddenly stops contracting. This happens because of the narrowing of blood vessels. This occurs especially in the coronary arteries due to deposition of cholesterol, calcium in the inner wall. So what happens when there is the cholesterol and calcium deposit in the inner wall of the heart now? So the cardiac arrest occur. As a result, there is no or less supply of blood because of the layer of cholesterol or calcium. It does not allow blood to flow into the heart, right? So this causes the heart to stop beating. So this causes the cardiac arrest. Okay. Now the next kind of disease is hypertension or high blood pressure. Now what happens? Sometimes there is constriction of arterioles. It creates difficulty in the flow of blood. It is called high blood pressure or hypertension. Hypertension increases the risk of heart disease like kidney disease, diabetes, and even causes blindness. Now nowadays there is increased number of higher blood pressure than normal value of blood pressures. Okay, so it is very common kind of disease these days. Now high blood pressure is a sign that your heart and blood vessels are being overworked. Now if it is untreated, it can cause to congestive heart failure, and even arterial sclerosis can be caused because of this. Now what is hypertension? In during this condition there is heart is enlarged, which leads to heart failure. Okay. So this is all about the today's class. Now today I have taught you about the blood pressure and the two ranges, systolic and diastolic pressure. I've explained to you that, and I've also taught you about the various diseases which are caused due to the abnormality in your blood pressure. And also I've taught you the device which is used to measure the blood pressure. I hope everything is clear. Now please do connect it to and wait for my new videos. Thank you so much for watching my video, and do like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos.